Hello viewers, today we will see the different SQL commands, the DDL, DML, DCL and TCL commands, the syntax and practical examples in structural query language. The structural query language is one of the applications of database softwares. Database means just a collection of information that is organized. So structural query language or SQL is used to communicate. SQL is used to communicate with a database. So according to ANSI Spark, according to ANSI, American National Standard Institute, so it is the standard language for the relational database management system, structural query language. So SQL statements are used to perform different tasks such as update data on a database or retrieve data from the database and the like. So DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL, they are different commands. These commands have different syntax, and I will show you the practical examples. What are the DDL means? The definition. The data DDL means the data definition language. Data definition language actually consists of the SQL commands. The data definition language consists of the SQL command that can be used to define the database schema. It simply deals with the description of the database schema and is used to create and modify the structure of the database objects in the database. DML, data manipulation language. These are also the SQL command that deals with the manipulation of the data present in the database belong to DML or data manipulation language. Data control language, data control language, or DCL. Its commands are responsible for access restrictions inside of the database. Data control language. TCL is the transaction control language. The transaction control language commands deals with the transaction within the database. So these are the language DDL commands. The different examples of the DDL command lists. The DDL command lists. The different examples of DDL data definition language like create, drop, alter, rename, and truncate. These are examples of the data definition language, commands. The data manipulation language, these are the different examples of the command lists: select, insert, update, and delete. Here in the data definition language, sometimes actually comment is used to add comments to the data dictionary. That is a data definition language command. Data manipulation language. In the data manipulation language, these are the different command examples: select, insert, update, and delete. DCL, grant and revoke. Grant and revoke are the command lists in the data control language example commands. TCL, transaction control language: start transaction, commit, rollback, save point, set transaction. These are all the TCL commands, transaction control language commands, examples of TCL commands. Okay, the data definition language commands like create. Create is one of the data definition language commands. how can you create a database? These are the syntax. Create database, database name. uh, let us open let's open the SQL Server Management Studio. This is SQL Server Management Studio. So click connect. Okay, click new query to write the queries. So the syntax to create the database, create means it is used to create the database or its objects like table, index, function, views, store procedures, and triggers. To create the database, this is actually the syntax: create database, database name. So this is the database name. For example, create database college, create database university, and the like. So let me write create database college, create database college, then select it and click execute. Now command is completed successfully. Here in the database we have a college database. There is no tables here, there is no tables. Minimize it. Okay, create database, database name, create database college, create table. Create is used to create the database or its object. You can create the database object and the database table objects, the database tables, and the database by itself. So to create a table, this is a syntax: create table, table name, column 1 data type. You can use the constraints, column 2 data types, and column n you can write the data types. For example, to create a table, create table student, open bracket, don't forget it, id integer, this is a data type, and this is the uh, constraints, and identity. When you make it when you want to make it auto numbers, you can use it identity, first name, varchar, and the like. Let me copy and paste it here. Create table student, open bracket, id, data type, and the different constraints, first name, varchar, and you can make it not null, just like this, and close bracket. Select it and create execute. When you create execute, or when you press execute button, then you can see here the command is completed successfully. Now we have the table and the database. The table and the database. When you want to use the database, actually, first you can write it here: use college. Use college. Uh, Press space key and press execute. Then select the table. Then press execute. Now we have table and the database. Inside the database, let me make it refresh here. We have a student table. We have a student table now. So when you want to create a database, you can use this syntax. Drop database. Drop means it is used to delete objects from the database. Drop. So when you want to drop the database, these are the syntax: database, drop database, database name. So drop database college. Let us drop the database name college. Drop database college. Select and press execute. Cannot drop the database because it is currently in use. So change the database here. You can make it master or any other database and press execute. Now command is completed successfully. There is no college database here. Right click and make it refresh. There is no college database here. there is no college. Find here, there is no college database, so it's automatically delete the drop means delete the database objects. So let me create it again. Create a database. Yeah, commands completed successfully. Use the database college and create a table. Select it and click execute. Okay, very good. uh, Let me go to the handout. Drop database. These are the syntax. When you want to drop the database, use this syntax: drop database, and you write your database name. Okay, drop table syntax. How can you drop the tables? This is just the database, and this one is the table and database. To drop a table, the you can write drop table student, just like this. Drop table student. Select it and press execute. We have the here. Let me make it refresh. In the college database, there is a table, student table. When you make it drop, for example, drop table student, click execute. Commands completed successfully. Let me make it refresh here. There is no table now. It's deleted. So drop table student. Drop table student is drop the table. The syntax looks like this: drop table student. Okay. uh, drop means is used to delete objects from the database, object table, object database, and the like. Alter is used to alter the structure of the database, used to add the structure of the database. Used drop and used to modify or change the structure of the database by using alter command. Alter, the syntax is looks like this: alter table name, uh, modify the column name or data type. So alter table student, add last name. Now here in the database, let me select the tables, select all from the student, select it, then press execute. Invalid object name student. Okay, we have already deleted this, dropped here. So create a table student, create table student. Now we have student table, select it. There is no data here. There is no data. We have ID and first name columns only. When you want to add another columns, for example, you can modify the structure of the database. When you want to modify the structure of the database, you can use alter command. Alter table student, add last name varchar. This is the data type. Let me copy and paste it here. Paste. Alter table student and add last name varchar 75 not null. You have here only two columns, ID and first name. When you want to add another columns, you can use these commands: alter table student, add last name varchar, this one. Select it and press execute button. Commands completed successfully. Let me select it. Now we have three columns. And you can modify the structure of the database by using alter. So alter, to modify the structure of the database, you can use these commands, this syntax. Very good. Rename. Rename is used to rename an object existing in the database. Rename is used to rename the object existing in the database. When you want to rename the objects, for example, student, so you can use these commands. Let me copy this command and paste it here. Paste. So execu means it's just say execute. execute. You can write the full name execute. So the exec command, this one exec command is used to execute stored procedures. And now we have a stored procedure rename stored procedure or SQL string passes it. You can also use a full command execute. You can write it execute. So we have a stored procedure, a system stored procedure here, and you can change the student to instructor. We have a student table here. Let me make it refresh it. Refresh a table, student are there. Then when you want to rename, you can use this command execute stored procedure rename student to instructor. Press execute. Question is here, changing any part of object name could break scripts and the stored procedure. Now when you have two or more than two tables and related to another tables, sometimes it affects renaming the object name. So now we have already renamed it. Let's see. Yeah, this is the instructor table. It's automatically rename it. Okay, let us go to here. Rename command. Rename. The syntax looks like this. This is just sometimes in Oracle is used, and another applications programming is used. This one. Okay, application programs is used. Alter table, table name. These are the syntax, and you can use this type of command as well. Okay, very good. Truncate. Truncate. Uh, truncate is used to remove all records from a table, including all aspects allocating for the records are removed it by using this command, truncate command. Truncate table and table name. Use this syntax to delete or to remove all records from the table. Now, we have here instructor table. When you want to remove all the informations that have in the instructor table, you can use this command. Let us start a value first. Let us start a value. Okay, DML commands. DML command, data manipulation language commands. Data manipulation language command that deals with the manipulation of the data present in the database. The data manipulation language commands, the first example is select. Syntax of the select statement. You can retrieve all the informations by using select all from the table by using this asterisk. Select all from the table name is the syntax for the select table. Is used to retrieve data from the database. Select all from table name. This is the syntax. Select column 1, column 2. When you want to select some columns, you can use this command also. Okay, select all from instructor. When you make it select all from instructor, when you write it, copy, paste, select all from instructor. Already the table name is renamed here, instructor. Select it and press execute. There is no information here. We have only ID, first name and last name columns. Last name columns. Okay, go to here. Select all from instructor. When you select, there is no information in the table. Let me insert the values. The values. When you want to insert the value, insert means it is used to insert data in the table. Insert command is used to insert data in the table. These are the syntax to insert the value in the table. Insert into table name, column 1, column 2. You can add different columns and values. You can insert a value like just like this. Let me copy and paste. Copy this commands and paste it here. paste, insert into instructor table first name and last name. The first name and last name only. You can use this command, value gosa and smamo, gosa smamo. Press execute. One row is automatically affected. Let's see the table. Press execute. Now we have ID, we have first name, and we have last name. We have ID. The ID is automatic. Actually, the ID is the we have right here at the identity auto number. So we have first name and last name, Gosa and Asmamo. Okay, good. This is insert command. Update command is used to update existing data within a table. When you want to update, for example, the first name, the first name here is Gosa. When you want to update Gosa to Bizuhayew, you can use these commands. This is the syntax of update. And let me copy and paste this command, this query, and let me paste it here. Update instructor set first name Bizuhayew, where last name Asmamo. The last name is Asmamo and the first name is Gosa. You can replace the first name Gosa to Bizuhayew. From Gosa to Bizuhayew. Press execute. Now one row is affected. Let's see the table. Press execute. Now Gosa is automatically replaced by Bizuhayew. Okay, this is update command. So update, insert, delete, and select commands are the data manipulation language commands. Examples of the structural query language, data manipulation language. You can use the data by using these commands. Delete, when you want to delete the table, you can use this syntax, delete from table name, where, and you can write the condition. Let me copy and paste this query, and let me paste it here. Delete from instructor where first name Bizuhayew. Then automatically all the rows are deleted. Select it and press execute. One row is affected. Let's see it. There is no value here. There is no value. Delete command. Delete command is used to delete records from the database table. Records only. Thank you very much. In the next video, we'll see the TCL commands and like. Very good.